Hi, I'm Chicken Linguini, and today I wanted to give you a 6-month update on my IUD removal. In 2011, I had irregular periods, so I went to the gynecologist, and long story short, I was diagnosed with PCOS. I wasn't given any really feedback on why. I wasn't given any instruction on the hormonal cycle and what should be happening versus what was happening. I wasn't really given much explanation on anything, just given the diagnosis of PCOS and told that there were a lot of risk factors with that, one of them being insulin resistance and diabetes, but no dive into how nutrition would play hand in hand with that. And I was told that there was a cancer factor. I was just told of all of the risk factors if I didn't get it under control. And the one way to get it under control was to go on birth control. So, of course, when I am being presented with diabetes and cancer, I'm going to go with birth control when that's the only solution. Again, no mention of anything else, no mention of how my cycle was supposed to work, no mention of how nutrition completely goes hand in hand with our hormonal cycle or stress or anything else. Just get on birth control so we can avoid these other catastrophes. Well, fast forward a couple years later, I get IBS, and then my anxiety gets worse, and it leads me to the point of trying to heal myself. And I got to the point of trying to heal really from the IBS. The IBS was just driving me crazy. It was something that I was dealing with daily. I honestly didn't even pay attention to my PCOS, didn't even pay attention to my hormonal birth control. It was working, so I thought so. I was just going through it and working with my IBS. And then my anxiety was just getting out of control. 2020 happened, so anxiety went through the roof. So I was really, really focusing on those two things. When I read a book, and I read plenty of books, I can't remember which one, but one of them really made me understand the connection of the body. Just that we're so connected and everything is one unit. And how can I be focusing on my IBS, and how could I be focusing on my anxiety but not be focusing on my PCOS and not realize that it's a whole unit, that one thing goes with the other, that I can't focus solely on my IBS without focusing on my mental health, without focusing on my hormonal health, that it all goes together. So after I read that book, I was like, I need to completely heal from the inside out. Clearly, my PCOS is also affecting everything. And then in another book, I read that long-term diagnosis of PCOS with a Band-Aid cover, a Band-Aid fix, like birth control. You're really not getting to the root problem of a hormonal imbalance if you're taking birth control. You're just covering it with synthetic hormones, making you get a period, but it's not a period. It's just a withdrawal bleed to make you think that you are good. But again, you're not. It's all fake. It's hormonal. It's synthetic hormones. So back to it. If you have long period of time with Band-Aid cover of fixing your PCOS, that can turn into leaky gut syndrome or IBS. So I was like, well, this is me. This has to be me. So I decided to remove my IUD, and come December, I removed my IUD, December of 2021. And here I am in June of 2022 and giving you guys an update. I really was scared that with my PCOS and having the irregular periods prior, I was scared that I was going to go back to having irregular periods. But thank God they've been very regular. I've been getting my periods on the 28-day mark every single time. And I really am focusing on a few things to make sure that I am in hormonal balance and that I am staying calm. So definitely, I know everybody talks about stress and it's like so annoying to hear it, but stress literally impacts our hormones like so connected so profoundly, because if we are constantly stressed and we're constantly pumping out cortisol, and if we're constantly pumping out cortisol, that's affecting our ovaries and it's not going to let us really ovulate and be regular as we need to be. So really been focusing on managing my stress, on being mindful, not necessarily a formal meditation, because I honestly haven't done a formal meditation in a while, but I've been very intentional about being mindful in day-to-day acts. So when I'm brushing my teeth, I'm intentionally thinking about brushing my teeth and only what I'm doing at that moment. I'm not making to-do lists for the next day. I'm not thinking about all the things I have to get done. I'm really just thinking about literally holding my toothbrush, brushing each molar, brushing each tooth, and being very mindful about what I'm doing in the moment. Whenever I'm cooking or chopping my vegetables, I'm really, really focused on what I am doing so that I am just with a calm sense, and that has really helped me get grounded and really helped me stay calm rather than being very hard on myself and wanting to do a formal 10-minute meditation every day laying down without moving. It just was unrealistic for me. I still try to do them every once in a while, but more of the mindfulness throughout the day. Another thing that I really try to do to focus on my hormonal health is eating whole, fresh foods. So there's a whole entire way of eating for your cycle, literally eating according to each phase, each week. And I haven't really dove into that, but I have just really been focusing on eating whole, fresh ingredients, real, fresh vegetables every single day with every single meal, fresh protein, some good, ground meat, cow, lots of seafood, just variety of animal protein, getting high protein intake, lots of fiber from the vegetables, and then a small amount of carbs. Like I said at the beginning, PCOS is really, really linked with insulin resistance, and that has a lot to do with blood sugar. So another thing that I have really dove into in these last 6 months is reading and learning about blood sugar. So before I thought blood sugar was something only diabetics needed to focus on, but since then I've learned that everybody needs to focus on blood sugar, on top of the fact that 38% of Americans have prediabetes and 80% of them don't even know it. So it's something that we really should all be focusing on because it governs the way that we feel day to day. It is something that literally has a ripple effect. Everything that you eat has a ripple effect to your glucose, that has a ripple effect to your blood sugar, that has a ripple effect to how you feel for the next couple of hours until you eat something again. So really focusing on blood sugar hacks, on eating my vegetables first. I've mentioned this before, but that's really, really something that I've been focusing on the past couple of months, is eating a vegetable first, eating fiber first before a meal, so it could set up my stomach with the best success, so that the carbs that I eat after, the bread, the pasta, whatever it be, it won't spike my blood sugar as bad if I ate the vegetables first. So focusing on my blood sugar is also something that has really helped with my hormonal health, because if I'm not spiking my blood sugar, then my body is able to stay calm, my body is able to put the resources where it needs to go, and my hormones will be able to just continue doing their thing. So my 6-month update is a very positive one. I am very, very happy with the fact that I am getting my period. I'm very happy with the fact that I have seen some of my symptoms come back, acne and other things, but I have been working on it and I definitely see improvement. And I know that this is not the case for everyone. I know that some people get off their hormonal birth control and they are all crazy out of whack. They don't get their period for months and they are just, they have a lot of acne, they're losing hair. It's just, it could be a whole mess of crazy things. So this is not to say that if you get off your IUD, your birth control, you're going to have a smooth sailing. It's just to say that you can. And if you're not having a smooth sailing, there's plenty of ways to help you. Like I said, following the limiting your stress, limiting your sugar, and focusing on your blood sugar is going to really, really help you with your hormones. Getting good sleep. I didn't even mention that because it slipped my mind, but getting good sleep is so important for hormonal health. There's just so many other things that we can be doing to help our hormones get back in balance. So I hope you found this helpful. I hope that you are able to use some of the tips. I hope that this inspires you if you do have hormonal birth control, if you are using an IUD or anything else. I hope this inspires you to really get off. I didn't even jump into the issues, what happens when you're on birth control. I just really focused on how I'm doing right now. But if you haven't heard it before, get off your hormonal birth control. Try to do it natural. You can do this, and follow me for more tips and tricks. I have new videos every Thursday and daily reels on what I eat.